So this is my 37-week pregnancy update. Full term! It's incredibly surreal that, I said to Liam, it's strange that I've been counting up to this point and now I don't know what to do with myself. I'm like, okay, well I'm at 37 weeks now, so he's either going to come in the next 2 to 4 weeks, like, well, 3 to 5 weeks at the time, but I'm nearly 38 weeks, so 2 to 4 in my head at the minute. So yeah, full term and feeling huge. I feel like a whale. But this week has been really, really good. There isn't really much to update on. Nothing has changed this week. He has definitely grown, I think, a lot in the past week. Stretch marks are, they're a thing now. My stomach, all along the bottom of my stomach, I've not really got any higher up than my belly button, but I do have a few red ones and then silvery ones, and I figured I'll just start moisturising, and if they grow and get worse, then they grow and get worse, but I don't really care. So I have stretch marks. It's not really bothering me still, which is good. So I really do think he's grown a lot this week, because it's like they've just appeared, and all of a sudden my belly feels a lot bigger to me. Also, Liam's made a point of saying how like solid my stomach is feeling. Like it feels like he really has no room left in there now. So we're hoping that he has turned. I have been spending a lot of time on the birthing ball, or you know, sitting forward, which is so uncomfortable when you have a big belly anyway. And yeah, I've really been trying to sit and be in those kind of positions where he would turn. So I don't know if he has turned or not. We've got a midwife appointment on Monday, so hopefully then she'll be able to tell us if he has or not. I'm not too sure. The past few days I've been thinking maybe, because of how solid like the front of my stomach is. It feels like that's his back. But then today he's been really actively poking and kicking out the front of my tummy, so I don't know whether he's turned or whether he's like halfway turned or whether he's still not the right way around and he's still back to back. I don't know, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not actually that uncomfortable. I do get the odd twinge of backache, more so late in the evenings after I've had like a busy day of doing stuff, or you know, I've cleaned the house or I've done something active. That tends to be when my back hurts, but apart from that I've been okay backache wise or pain wise. I have had a couple of nights though this week where I have thought that I was going into labour. I have been getting some insane rib pain, and the first time it happened it was more in my back, which is why I thought it was labour. The second time I kind of didn't really think it was labour as much as the first, but the first time it happened it was all in my back, all in my ribs, and it would sort of come around the front and then radiate around my tummy. And I had that for a few hours, and it kind of went. I took a couple of paracetamol, I sat on the birthing ball again to try and relieve some pressure, and it kind of went away. And then a few days later it happened again, but it only happened for about 20 minutes, and it was more in the front of my rib cage, and it just felt really uncomfortable. So I think that this little guy likes to stick his feet or his knees up into my ribs, because that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm uncomfortable. It feels like there's something digging into that area to make me really uncomfortable. Doesn't feel like contractions, because my stomach isn't going tight or solid or anything like that. It's just a really deep ache, and I'm hoping that it doesn't happen again. As he's dropping, I'm hoping that, you know, he's got a bit more space and he won't be playing with my ribs as much. So other symptoms this week, I've really not felt many, apart from being tired. I have been sleeping a lot, and also I've been getting a lot of heartburn. I've kind of succumbed to the fact that heartburn is just something I'm going to get every single night. It doesn't matter what I eat, it doesn't matter what I drink, it's going to happen. I have heartburn right now, and I'm putting that down to my raspberry leaf tea, because every time I drink it I tend to get that acidy, burny feeling. But yeah, I'm still drinking raspberry leaf tea. I tend to have it sort of once a day. I'm not really filling myself with it. I think if I did, then I would probably pass out from the pain of the heartburn. So I'm still doing that, and I ate some pineapple yesterday, and yeah, and walking and things like that to just sort of help him drop, and maybe, you know, it's all old wives' tales and stuff, so he's probably not going to come until 2 weeks after his due date, knowing my luck. He's probably going to be overdue now. All these weeks I've been saying how I think he's going to be early, and now I've hit 37 weeks, I feel like he's going to be overdue. So I really don't know. I really couldn't say that I have an inkling as to when he's going to turn up now. My feeling that he was going to be early, or is going to be early, has kind of gone away. We'll see what the midwife says on Monday. I have a knee sticking out of my belly right now. Ow. Oh, that's another thing. Every time he moves and I say ow, because obviously he's getting so big now that his movements are quite uncomfortable. If I say ow, Liam goes, "What's wrong?" I'm okay. I'll let you know if it was more than just a twinge. And he said, "Don't do that." So apparently I'm not allowed to say ow anymore, because he thinks I'm going into labour. But Liam is now working from home 4 days a week, and he's doing a day in the office a week until Scout comes, because Liam doesn't drive and the office is the total other side of town, and he just feels more comfortable being at home, and I think I feel more comfortable with him being at home as well, because if I was to go into labour, and if I was very lucky and it was a very fast labour, then I would, you know, he would want to be at home. So he's working from home until Scout is born, and then as soon as Scout is born he has 2 weeks of paternity to take as well, which is brilliant because his paternity has suddenly changed. His work has finally changed their policy on paternity. Originally he was getting about 50% of his wage for a week's paternity, and that's all he was entitled to. So originally he was going to take a week of paternity with that deducted wage and then take a week of holiday and have holiday pay. But this week they told him that they've now changed it, so then they now give 2 weeks paternity full pay. So that's pretty darn good if you ask me. I'm really happy with that because it also means that he's still got another week of holiday. So what he's planning on doing is taking the 2 weeks of paternity, maybe going back to work for a week or two, and then having his week of holiday afterwards, because by that time we'll have gotten into a routine hopefully, and you know, he'll be able to, you know, help out a bit more and stuff like that. So we will see how it all works out. Scout is really in my ribs right now. Really in my ribs. Child, move. So like I said, there really isn't anything else to update you guys on this week. It's just kind of been a really straightforward week. So I am going to leave you guys here. I will show you guys the bump, and then I'm going to roll into the clips that I recorded the other day and show you around our nursery. So if you want to see that, stay tuned, and I will see you guys next week. So this is bump for 37 weeks. I do feel like it's just gone. Hey Buggy. Buggy's just been out for a walk, so the dog was just walked in. So here's bump. Here's the stretch marks, and they're all sort of here. I've got these two angry ones, which were the first ones to sort of appear, and then I've got some silvery ones down here, which you can't really see, so that's bump for 37 weeks. Okay, so this is his doorway, and it's actually directly straight from our bedroom. And there's a pooch, and there's some remote controls. Excuse me, pooch! Okay, so just giving you a little bit of an overview. Excuse this cable, this is Liam's phone charger. He's trying something new, it's not always going to be in here. But we have that there, and then his toolbox, which is very special, and a book, and then his cart. Some pictures. He's got all these toys hanging up in there just so they're out of the way really, apart from those ones. And then there's another one of those. All this, and then this stuff is his too. So I'm going to start off here basically, since it's the first thing you walk in. So we've got his monitor and his one and only book that he's got at the minute, and then in here we've got muslin cloths and bibs. Excuse all the batteries, they're just kind of like, they've all got purposes, but we haven't actually put them in anything yet. So I've got all his bibs and stuff in there. And then in this one, I've got towels, sheets, and blankets. And then this is his cot bed, which is absolutely ginormous. I don't think you can tell how big it is just by looking at it. We just decided to get a cot bed because obviously it'd last him a lot longer. He's not going to be in it straight away. And stuff like that. So he's got a mobile here. This was bought by Liam's mum, along with this fleece, this quilt, which does actually have characters on it as well, and then the bumper. But I put the bumper this end just because it's not going to be in here for a while. I'm just sort of making it look good. And then under there he's got teddies and his little scout toy and another book, which is a talking book. And then just on this side he's got his projector. I couldn't put it on that side because he has a slanted ceiling, so it doesn't work so well, but it's on this side. And also this teddy down here is the Prince Lionheart Slumber Bear as well, so he's got lots of things that will make noises and soothe him and stuff like that. We then have his changing mat here, which is just on a piece of wood at the minute. We are intending on putting some stoppers on it so it can't go anywhere, but obviously we'll just pull this out because otherwise he'll probably headbutt that. These are just another quick look at the pictures. We were going with a TF2 theme. If you guys don't know what TF2 is, Team Fortress 2, it's Liam's most favourite computer game of life. So I kind of rejigged these pictures that I found online and made them all babyfied with bottles and pinwheels and a lollipop and a rattle. And then that one is Scout, the character Scout, so we got that printed as well. Just found it on DeviantArt. The artist, if I can find the link again, I will link it below because, you know, it's only fair. So then in here he's got his rattles and toys and things. He's got a couple of really special teddies, so they're a bit higher up, and then plastic toys up here just because he's not going to be playing with those straight away. I then hung this rail up here. It's actually a tension rod, but it kept falling down, so we got some stoppers. And he's got his sleep bags. We've only got a few sleep bags because we have so many blankets as well. And then on this side he has some warmer sleep suits, hoodies, cardigans and things like that. So if I come down from there, this is the beginning of the nappies that his parents bought us. So we've got two packs of nappies there. There's a bath seat down there, but you can't use that until he's 6 months old because it's a solid plastic one that he'll have to sit up in. His reusable nappy bin, which will be for laundry. Down here, this is all nappies. There's like 2 layers of nappies here. Finding a home for all these were difficult. And then stepping back, got another one of these. We've got some Mio wipes, some bum creams, nappy bags, cotton wool. And then in here, we've got some more disposable nappies because we're going to be using disposable when, you know, we first bring him home. And then in here we've got extra, these are like extra bumper liners for our cloth nappies, and some rolls of the disposable, like flushable liners that can go in the cloth nappies as well. And then we have a lot of cloth nappies because that is what we chose to do, and I cannot wait to start using them. So this cupboard here is just a boiler cupboard, which is a pain in the butt, but we can't really do anything about it. Down here we've got his nappy bag, which hasn't got anything in it yet. A couple of play mats and things. We're going to have one downstairs and one upstairs, just so it's not a faff. His little memory box, which I'm going to start filling in soon. And then this is his clothing, which pretty much has everything up to 3 months at the minute. So we've got like shoes and hats and socks and mittens, and then vests, t-shirts, and there's a couple of cardigans in there as well. Got some trousers. These are like rompers and dungarees and stuff like that. And then we've got two drawers. Yeah, 2 drawers of onesies to keep him going for the first 3 months. So then up here is just some extra storage and stuff. We've got my breast pump, which obviously I'll be using. We've got some bottles because Liam wants to be able to bottle feed him as well, so obviously I'll be expressing and pumping to let Liam bottle feed. A random hanger, which I don't know why that's there. This has got some bath stuff in it, some gripe water and things like that. It's got his health kit in there as well. And then some more nappies and wipes and things like that as well. So really, we're not going to be without nappies for a long time, that is for sure. And then these two wardrobes are just Liam's and mine. There's nowhere else for them to go, otherwise they wouldn't be in here. So that is pretty much it. I'm hoping that wherever we end up next, house-wise, he'll have a bit of a bigger room and we can actually decorate it, because we didn't want to paint in here in case we end up moving, which we are planning on moving at some point in the future. So we didn't want to paint in here because we would have to paint it back to white and that would be a pain in the butt. And we also hate the lighting. I don't think we'll be actually turning these lights on very often when he's in here because they're so bright. There is nothing, we cannot find any lampshades or anything to go over those fittings because they are diagonal off the wall. Nothing fits on them. So yeah, this is Scout's nursery. Like I said, he probably won't be using it straight away because we have his Moses basket next to our bed. So I am really looking forward to the possibility of having a new nursery for him to decorate properly and make look a bit less higgledy-piggledy and just nice. I do like it in here, but I really wish that it had a bit more than just stuff, you know. And then I thought I'd quickly show you his Moses basket. My mum picked this up actually. She was given it from a lady who worked at a charity shop, but apparently their policy said that they couldn't sell them and it was brand new and it's never been used. And she came in to my mum's pub and said, "Your daughter's having a baby, isn't she?" Mum said, "Yes." And I do look a mess. I'm filming this unplanned. So yeah, she said yes, and she said, "Well, we've got a Moses basket that we can't sell in store, so do you want it?" She was going to give it to Mum, but Mum obviously gave her some money for it because it being brand new and it was like spotless and clean and perfect, so Mum got us that. And yeah, so that is the nursery slash Moses basket tour, I guess, and I will jump back to me looking a little bit more decent. So that was a look around our nursery. Like I said in the clips, he won't be in there for a little while anyway, but I do love it, even though it is a bit mismatched and all over the place. So as long as he doesn't arrive within the next week, I will see you guys next Friday with my 38-week update. If you are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. So I will see you next week, as long as he doesn't make an appearance before then.